Everybody, welcome back to our Juneteenth celebration being put on here by Black in a Flash, which is our community that uplifts and connects Black speedrunners, challenge runners, and everything in between of all levels, hosting special events throughout the year to raise money for charity and celebrate Black voices in the speedrunning scene. You can go to gdq.gg/BAF to learn more, or follow us on Blue Sky for all of our updates. We are ready for our next run. We've got Kingdom Hearts 2. We've got a randomizer race, everybody. Take it away.
Yo, how's it going?
Hello.
I'm Tippy.
Hi.
Happy Father's Day, Tippy.
I don't have kids, but thank you. I hope everybody having a good evening, good night, good morning, whatever time it is for you. We are here with another Kingdom Hearts randomizer run. This time we are playing 1 hour. Last time we was here we did darts, but this time we were playing 1 hour and we're racing. One of my good friends, Fluffy. Say what's up to the people.
What up, people?
There you have it.
And then on my couch, we got none other than Danimal.
Hi, guys.
And then we have IBA, the one and only.
Howdy, everyone. Hope y'all are ready for an incredible showcasing here between Tippy and Fluffy. I'm kind of excited to see what's in store for us.
Yep. We're not going to bore you too much about settings. We'll let IBA and Danimal handle those things. We're going to dip out of here once the race starts. We're going to let Danimal and IBA commentate this. We're going to focus in, lock in, try to get y'all a good show. Try to score as many points as we possibly can. So I think we're about ready. If you want to count us down.
All right. In 3, 2, 1, go.
And they are off to the races, ladies and gentlemen. I thought I had a better intro than that.
I think it was great.
Thank you. I love the positive reinforcement.
Looks of it here, Tippy's timer did not start, so he's getting that sorted out for himself real quick. It's classic Tippy issues. But in the meantime, Fluffy here, quickly going through their opening menu here, rocking their Persona 5 skin and menuing. So some unique texture, as you can see.
I think both that Persona 5 menu and the mod that Tippy's using are both made by Sabrina.
Yeah, so a lot of really cool stuff. And I believe both are doing the texture recoloring as well. So we're going to see some certain colors on enemies, bosses, and even like the menu UI be a little bit different. So like on Tippy's end, once he's out of this menu, you can kind of see that it's a little bit different coloring than what you normally used to see. Yes. 1 hour. It's an amazing format. It is, as I like to call it, the penultimate format of KH2 Rando. You have 1 hour load list to do as much content as you possibly can, take out as many bosses as you can, and these lovely OBJs that you all can see here on the screen, try and get those done as well. Bosses and enemies on top of that are also randomized. So as you can see here in the DC parlor room, the Tippy's side, there's driller moles there instead of shadows, and dancers spawning in back in the other room.
I got to make note of that.
There's a lot that goes on within this setting of trying to keep tabs on particular leveling spots, especially involving final form. Like you're keeping a hard tab on where your nobody spawns are, because nobodies quite often can be like almost non-existent in seeds, and you find that one premium spot, and you're like, okay, I have to remember where these are, otherwise, good luck leveling final form. And the other premise to these settings, with it being the 1 hour load list, it's not the run is fully done after 1 hour. It is you have up to 59.59 to enter final fights by any means, whether it is collecting the other two proofs, which is Con and Peace, since those have special interactions. With Con giving us access to Terra Arena and Peace giving us access to the Peace check. And you would have to climb the World That Never Was via that way if you only collect those other two proofs. Now, the objective routing would allow you to enter through the PC that you interact with to get your GOHS and worlds shown at the start. And you only have to complete 5 of those 7 that are shown. So you have the Serve Arena, Pushing Mini, doing the escort, the Marley Arena, the AS version, Data Psyx Arena, you have normal Psyx, Story Zigbar Arena, and you have I'm blanking on. Oh, I have it right here. The Solar Sailor. So any of those 5 objectives get completed, you can enter final fights a different method without having to climb the World Never Was. Especially if you have any really tough bosses, which we could see in the seed. There's been a good handful. I think Tippy has magic. What? I think that's what's happening there.
Okay. Such a weird thing.
Yeah, so he was trying to use the thunder there to break open that bazaar box, the bazaar market spot to access that chest. But when you have magic lock on, it will, the moment that you open up your shortcut or go to trigger a magic via the menu, it locks on to an enemy automatically.
Which, in some cases, it can be very useful. There's some cool things you can do with Trinity Limit with it, as, like in Zimnus, one of the Zimnus arenas. Other times it is a huge pain. So, it's a give or take kind of thing. And I did notice that earlier here in Agrabah, Tippy did find light and darkness, which means that no matter what form he gets, he can easily get final form. Within, like, was it 5 tries usually?
Usually,
yeah.
The average is
unless you're me.
The average is between 4 to 5.
Unless you're me, the average is 5 to 8.
Which can also happen. So another subject to cover. There are 3 worlds that don't function in their normal rights. So 100 Acre, we don't actually have turned on. It's just all junk. However, it does serve as another function for us within 1 hour. We have the Archipelago built into the 1 hour companion, and that driller mole is hard chasing Fluffy there.
My goodness.
Oh my god. I just saw the burrowing trail behind them. That was terrifying. But 100 Acre can be used for leveling up Master Form via the Drive Orb that is placed within there, which is normally just an Archipelago exclusive feature, but with 1 hour as a friendlier way of being able to level up Master Form. Because again, much like with Final Form, there are some very hard ways of being able to actually level up Master Form, that with it requiring drive orbs for leveling it up. So that is an easier method for folks to have access to as a way to do that. The other 2 places that don't function as their normal selves is STT and Twilight Town. So should either Tippy or Fluffy find an ice cream or nominate sketches, and they decide to enter into those worlds, they will get ported straight to the data arena. And the reason for that is Again, those worlds are just served as the purpose of just junk, but there was a special way that got like built in to the coding to allow for just being ported straight to the data arena to do the data fights there.
Yeah, and Tippy over here in Halloween Town opting for the experience points early on rather than immediately take some of the death abuses. And
the looks of it has a form going on the light and darkness.
Yeah,
so.
I saw that. Yeah, well, thought he might have.
Yeah, he does have a drive somewhere.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he got wisdom form a little bit earlier.
Okay.
Yeah. But then maybe.
Yeah.
But I wonder if maybe he's gonna force final right after this.
I imagine so. It's a if you get Light and Darkness pretty early on, Halloween Town and Agrabah are like your two really quick places to forcing it. Agrabah is probably like the quickest because the door is just right there, and the enemy spawn is also just right there at the door. So it's very fast for triggering the interaction for your battle menu changing to the yellow to indicate that you're actually in combat to trigger anti-form. Because otherwise, if you're not, even though the enemies are there, if you're not actually in combat, anti-form won't trigger.
Yep. Yeah, I think a lot of new players struggle with that. You have to wait for your menu on the bottom left. It'll change to yellow, and when it's yellow or red, then that means you're in combat. So some people are a little too quick on the trigger there, and you'll know because they don't go into final or into anti-form. So let's count. How many was that? 3?
I believe so. And that's
4.
Number 4.
Let's see if he gets.
So if average sticks, he should get it here. And there it is. Yeah, there are cases where you can get it literally the first pop with Light and Darkness, and it's the best day ever. And other days, it's your worst day ever, and you're still sitting there hitting double digits, and you're like, please, just give me the form already, so I can be on my way.
Oh, I'll tell you, you want to know about luck? One time I was racing somebody, and they said, I'm going to a hard force final, so they didn't have Light and Darkness. They had to do it the long ways. And they got final on the first try.
I think I actually saw. Oh, hey! Speaking of nominated sketches, there it is on level 10. So yeah, should they decide to enter that later on in the seed, because it is data, so you're gonna want to actually get souped up a bit before deciding to take on said arena. Oh, and a feather charm there. So we have Pan there sitting at final 3, so that's really good. And if we run into the likes of Terra, like Data Science, like honestly a number of bosses that can be panable. I see Tippy just taking the time here, taking advantage of the nobodies that he has. Meanwhile, Fluffy is going through Pride Lands, one of our heftier side of checks. Pride Lands was, for the folks that can't see, I have it on our end. So each world and location has a designated point value per seed that is telling you how much is contained within the world. So the point breakdown is answer reports are 3, so you get information revealed for a singular item. It could be anything. It could be a magic, summon, page, any of the stuff for important checks. And drive forms and money pouches are worth 9 points apiece. Magics are 7. Summon, second chance, once more, torn pages, and the visit unlocks, which are the ice cream and nominated sketches, are 5 points. And then the Holy Grail for your final fight, for one part of your final fight access, is the proofs, which is at 15 points. And the other nifty little thing here is there are set bonuses for pretty much everything but dry forms and the visit unlocks. So, and abilities. So you don't get extra points for finding Scum. You don't get extra points for obtaining all drives because you get points for every level of drive that you do, which is 3 points per drive level. So all in all, you get 21 points if you level it from, or 18 points if you level it from 1 to 7.
Now, I do want to ask, with us approaching the 15-minute mark, obviously it's a randomizer, so things are going to go either way. But right now, who would we say is looking better on our screen?
It's kind of hard to tell at this stage of the game right now, just because different shotgun routing can kind of lead to different types of starts. So depending on how each of them take their approach, they might find some items a little bit quicker and say, hey, I feel good with what I have, and start pushing content. And meanwhile, the other person's kind of like, I'm going to take a bit more of an extended look here and see what I can find before I start making my move.
Very fair. Yeah.
So like right now, Tippy has final form, which he already forced, so that's already a huge benefit. So because there is another element to this, you can get antied without light and darkness. So abusing too much of any other form outside of final form puts you at risk of getting anti-form. So that final form is really nice for dropping down your anti points every time you pop it, to avoid getting anti at the worst possible time. But from the looks of it, the both of them right now are going to go ahead and do the mouse push. Nope, just Tippy. So Tippy's going to go ahead and get this taken care of. It's going to get the 10 points for doing the objective and an additional 5 for the get bonus. So every actual encounter that has a get bonus comes with an additional 5.
Yeah, mouse push in 1 hour is very scary because you don't know what you're going to get, and most of the time you can't just push her.
Yes. So there have been some diabolical combinations that can show up between your shadow replacement, your minute bomb replacement, and then sometimes the bolt tower at the very end could be something very scary.
Oh yeah, some berserker or something, yeah, or a hot rod.
Now, luckily, the actual throne room section here is not randomized. There are a couple sections where the enemies will not be actively randomized because the reason that this room isn't is due to the fact of the horrid combinations that could show up and make this absolutely unbearable. So whatever the initial bolt tower would have been replaced by would just show up in this room as an entire being.
Oh yeah, and that can be... Yeah, I'm glad they kept this one static.
So if you have a Morning Star replacing the bolt towers, well, guess what? That entire room is filled with Morning Stars come twirling towards Minnie, and her gauge is going to fill up in a hurry, and you're going to be in trouble.
Yeah, some combinations were just nigh impossible until you've really grinded up. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Several 2 or 3 magnets. Alright, so they're both getting close to the end of their initial shotguns here. Mm-hmm. Yeah, Fluff is just got final form, and we're gonna see who it is always yeah, it's always Luxord here. I don't know why.
It's normal Luxord too, just kind of a drag because honestly, in 1 hour, seeing normal Luxord is worse than seeing the data version, because normal, unless you have a really good tool set and stats, it is so hard to speed this fight up, whereas the data Whereas the Data version of this fight, actually playing Data Luxord mini games is your quickest way of getting through the fight. But you see Tippy doing a nice job of trying to get the card mini game here, so that he can use Reflex and try and loop him that way. And I think he has Limit Form, so...
Oh yeah, he's got a good bailout option too, if things go awry.
Something to note with this fight, unfortunately, your party members are completely and utterly useless. Their AI, or not, well, yeah.
Yeah,
the way that they function, they completely break with Luxord, because they're not expected to actually be here. So they just stand around doing nothing. That's why you haven't even seen them come over towards Sora in this fight. They're just chilling off in the background there, because normally when they're on Sora attack, they're basically constantly following Sora everywhere.
Yeah. I think that's because in the original fight, they're still in the arena, but they're just kind of standing up to the side.
Just see them. Oh wait, now they're actually following.
They heard you talking about them.
I guess. Yeah. So, the other
Vexen, not Vexen.
The other
book nerd.
Zexion and its Data, unfortunately.
Oh no.
So the way you know that this off-rip is Data Zexion without any type of information on the arena, if Zexion books both your party members immediately, it is Data. If he only books one of your party members, it is the AS version. Which is also a very scary thought if you don't have information, because if you come waltzing into Zexion with a world party member, so the likes of like Jack, Beast, or any of them, Zexion will book the first person, and if you do not get the world party member out of your party and replace them with either Donald or Goofy, you will enter Book World, because Zexion is only capable of booking Donald and Goofy and Sora. So Zexion reads it as, oh, there's no other party member left. You're entering Book World.
Now there is one situation which doesn't apply to 1 hour that is your benefit, and that is if you replace boss enemy and you find him in simulated Twilight Town, he cannot book you because he can only book Sora and not Roxas. Proving once and for all that Sora and Roxas are different people.
Okay, on that note, I want to say hello to YouTube and let everybody in chat know that you can catch up on past hotfix shows, special events, and GDQ marathons over on youtube.com/gamesdonequick. And if you're watching this on YouTube right now, don't forget to like the video, subscribe, and turn on notifications to stay up to date with GDQ. Hi, YouTube.
Oh, those. Alright, he's gonna try. He's gonna try one more Zexion one more time.
Yeah, so the fine detail that us as the viewers cannot see. So a nifty little thing on the actual tracker itself during boss enemy is we can get information to what the boss that we just defeated, what boss is lying within their arena. So with Tippy having defeated Luxord, we would get to find out the info of who is residing in Luxord arena. And I have taken the liberty to at least bring up the boss log. I'm not looking any further than what they currently fought, but waiting for Tippy in Luxord arena, you would see on their actual tracker it say Luxord became Barbossa.
Oh,
which is saying that Barbossa is residing inside of Luxord arena.
Barbossa's inside me?
He's just always been there.
Okay. Oh, final fire spam. Okay. Lot of good damage there. Final fire is one of the best.
This is probably going to be a DM here. Oh, got locked out of the book. But yeah, this is probably going. Yeah, this is going to be DM here on Fluffy's side. And the fun thing with some of these arenas, certain DMs are a little harder to navigate than others. Zexian is a prime example, as you just saw here from Fluffy. It is a little trickier to read where the proper circle is going to be landing at. So it's a little bit more reactionary than normal. Yeah, because you can't rely on Zexian's book floating above as your visual cue. You have to actively be following the circle.
Yeah, and then also in any different arena, the red and blue circles kind of give a funky sort of texture. Yeah, and of course this is data, so you guys have even less of a reaction time. That's why you saw him kind of pause left for a bit. So I forget the exact count, but I remember someone mentioning that the AS is 13. And I might be misremembering, but there's like a specific number of times that it will go before it stops. So some folks will actively just count how many times it's changed before making the decision, and then others are just straight up, they have a feel for how it works, and they're just like, all right, cool. And Fluffy is gonna get through there we go.
On Zexian.
GG's everyone. Zexian is very tough.
Yes.
He's fighting him in book world is not easy. There's a lot going on.
Not to mention, you have other enemies involved. There are going to be a couple of arenas where there are other enemies involved. Threshold Arena, the enemies are static due to, I believe, when they used to be randomized, it caused issues within the arena, so that it went back to being just static. So gargoyles are immune to all actual elemental magic outside of Reflect and Magnets. So when you're trying to sit there and do final fires, it makes it really difficult to do anything because the gargoyles, if they're still alive, are not taking damage and can become a bit of a hindrance to you getting through the fight. Now going through their Pride Lands is Tippy. So we'll see if he decides to push on further to Scar Arena or if he has other plans in mind for his pursuing of point values here.
Yeah, that's the other thing. We can't see it on our end, but they have on their trackers, they can tell which roads has the most points. So where they go will depend on, typically, on what road has the most amount of points, which means that it probably has the most tools, kind of thing.
Yeah, and their starting value for one of them was a 40 on drives. Which is kind of unfortunate because there's probably either a lot of 5s and 7s residing on there, and with maybe a 9 sprinkled in there. Because the way that the reports work as well, I forgot to mention, they can only show up in first visits. So levels and drives cannot contain any reports, so any point values on those two alone can only be 5s, 7s, and 9s. And then anything that is still left over after you complete your first visit falls into that same category of it's only 5s, 7s, and 9s that can be in the second visits.
So IBA, if you see 40 on drives, do you just go to roll that never was and start leveling drives? Like, just take some time to do that, or do you level them up as you go and hope for the best?
I try to find places to level my forms up as I go, because with 1 hour you're trying to min-max as much as you possibly can. That means you're leveling, whether it's actual leveling or your drive leveling, like you're trying to squeeze as much out of your your seed as you possibly can in those two things while trying to go as fast as you possibly can. Because you don't. Oh, no, go ahead.
I was going to say, I also want to ask, you mentioned that as far as they have 59 minutes and 59 seconds to pretty much progress to a new section before it locks them. How often would you say that the choice of, where to go at that point can determine a race?
It can honestly happen quite a bit. I can honestly give a personal experience from a couple days ago, as a matter of fact. I actually lost one of my round robin matches because I missed final fights by 3 seconds because I went into 100 Acre to level up Master Form because I had an OBJ for Master 7 and realized I wasn't going to get to Master 7 in time. And so I decided to try and go towards the PC initially, forgetting that I didn't have my 5 objectives done to enter that way, and then had to immediately try and recover to get into the World Never Was door to make my way to the final door, and ultimately ended up missing the cutoff point for being able to enter. And I wasn't looking at my timer anymore because I was just purely focused on making sure my movement and everything was as flawless as possible because I knew it was going to be tight. And it ultimately was the deciding factor. Ooh. And I've seen some other races where, like, with Terra's especially involved, some folks are very comfortable with Terra, and other folks, without certain tools, it's a little harder than for them to clear in comparison. So, like, if you're not fully comfortable berserk-coring Terra or have tools for when he's in a solo arena especially, it can really kind of sway you on what you ultimately decide to do.
Okay, so it does come down to looking at the clock to see when it's go time. Speaking of the clock, we are at the halfway mark for it now, right at 30 minutes. Now, is there an opinion? I know still it is a randomizer, but is there an opinion on, is there someone that may be looking a little better here?
I'm starting to think Tippy's looking pretty good right now. Where he's gone so far, it's been kind of a bit more of a smooth ride in comparison to Fluffy, who kind of got held up on Data's Exian there for a little bit. In terms of the points at this point, it's anybody's game because Tippy does have the 2 objectives for the additional 20 points in as far as like the value from that alone goes. But Tippy also has more forms here to really be focusing on the drive leveling, as you see him doing here on the Demix mini game. Oh, actually, no, he auto-valored. I missed that part because I was looking at Fluffy's part, but that makes more sense why he was damaging down earlier. Okay, so yeah, Tippy auto-valored to get to Valor 5, which is very smart, since the Valor hits count for any active hit you do in Valor form, and the Demix clone quote-unquote mini-game fight is a fantastic place. And hey, look, we get Demix. Demix just ran away into the next room. It's all good.
It's actually canon. Yeah, unfortunately for 1 hour, I think usually deaths during boss fights are usually some of the biggest time sinks, especially if it's a boss that likes to spam DMs. Yeah, it's not much. One thing I know we're talking about when to go into final fights. I know if you fight your way all the way up the world that never was, Donald, Goofy, and Mickey will tell you who the final bosses in final fights are. So sometimes, depending on that, some people might opt to do, instead of final fights, whatever dad is in Twilight Town or simulated Twilight Town instead. Especially if they can get a lot of points for it. Or if there's like a data boss in the Terra arena, that can be a lot of points. So there are times where people will just opt not to do it.
And speaking of good timing here, we do have Marley here on Tippy's side that is going to be fantastic for finding out what's residing in his arena for that lovely 30-point objective. There's something else I was gonna add. Oh, and I think on Fluffy's side that is both of their proofs there for peace and con. So they have all of their proofs, I believe, to be able to get into final fights. So. Oh yeah, lovely. Yeah, I see the mention of Tigger in chat. Yes, so Danimal, care to explain?
Oh no.
Oh well, yes. Well, yes, I do. So Tippy had a problem during his game where anytime he did the Tigger mini game where you jump on the balloons, it would crash afterwards, and he just could not figure out how to get it to work. Like, what was the problem? So he would dread going into that arena, or mini game, whatever you want to call it. So there was already a mod out there that replaced all the Organization 13 members with people from Winnie the Pooh, or sometimes from Atlantica. So I just combined the two ideas and replaced every org member in Terra with Tigger, because Tigger's the real boss of this game. And if you actually look at any data, or not data, but any Organization 13 arena, look very carefully at the background. I don't know if he'll go into it.
Oh no.
But if he does go into one, or if he goes into the Vexen arena, look at the sky. Just a small little thing I added in there.
Uh-huh. Tippy's never letting y'all choose a seed again.
So this brave man allowed me to roll their seed. Tippy has some choice words a lot of times when it comes to anything involving seeds that I put out that we run. His very first seed, his very first like big time crit seed that him and I ran. I felt so bad for what I had done. We had a hard required World Never Was early game push that we had to do for progression, because every other world that we started with basically died immediately. And the only form of progression was World Never Was with jack squat to our names. And we're talking like not even 15 minutes into the seed. Yeah. Quite often, anytime there's mention of, IBA could roll a seed, he absolutely immediately intervenes. He could be half listening, he hears that, and his ears immediately just trigger right in, like, nope,
Yeah.
nada, nope.
Some people are banned from rolling seeds. I was banned for a month once.
I believe that, actually.
I actually had to change my name too to let everyone know I was not allowed to roll seeds.
Oh, wow. Okay.
They put me in timeout.
Yes.
But hey, if you like Terra in the Thresholder arena, I'm your man.
I'm still thinking back to the I'm just gonna call it the Tigger arena of Back to Black. That was a time.
Yeah, and we will probably be reliving it once they especially set foot in World Never Was, at least from Tippy's perspective.
Oh no. Oh no.
That's my favorite room just to mess around in.
Also, yeah, Chad is bringing up, Dan, you have a lot of mods as far as
Yeah.
Would you care to tell us of some of them and maybe concern Chad as much as you've concerned me over the years?
Look, if you're trying to get me to talk about my mods, I will gladly do so.
The man that runs every one of his own mods in the set, like it is disgusting. Like how many mods is on Danimal's Open KH?
I'll say how many. I have 56 of my what? I've made 56 of these things? Okay. So I've one where, of course, I take Cerberus, which he's a generic 3-headed dog, and just replaced him with 3-headed Pluto instead. That was a fun one. I changed the computer screen in the Tron Road to something more appropriate. Of course, I put DMX in this game because there was not enough rap music in here. It's always you can always fight with the Guitar Hero controller. I put Zord on instead of Master Control, with, of course, the Ivan Ooze little bottles for his barriers.
Okay. Did you also change Beast to Shrek, or was that someone else?
No, I changed Beast to Prince Adam.
Yes, okay.
His human form.
Okay,
and it still looks just as cursed.
It's worse than what anything Shrek could have done. It has actually looked worse than I had envisioned, and I was very proud of that.
Oh no.
Yeah, well, Lightning McQueen's in there. Of course, the membership card is just Walpy, and it's Cat's Tucked In Kitty channel. There's Mustard, which we can't play on GDQ, unfortunately.
Yeah, if you're a Kendrick fan, you know what Mustard is, everybody.
Oh, one of the first things I ever did, I made it to where if you ever got a proof, it crashes the game.
What?
It is completely useless. I don't know. They called it proof of tech issues, and I was like, I wonder how I can get the game to crash, and I figured out how.
Okay, all right. See, I regret my question. I'm sorry.
I put the thing from Saints Row the Third into the game, which I also can't use half the time, unfortunately. And then I made one good mod ever, and that was Technicolor River.
Wait, that's how you ended. I made one good mod ever.
And hey, Final Form on the Limit 4.
Oh, that's cool.
Which they both found basically at the same time. That's great. Yeah, and then didn't you decide to just full on make a mod that just counteracts your Technicolor on top of that?
Oh, yes, I do. You can also do the reverse Technicolor River to where
I made one good mod, but I also made a mod to reverse that mod. Okay. If you
like taking up room on your hard drive, those are the mods for you.
What?
I have a mod called PTSD. Oh, I remember what that is. Yeah, because Roro gave me PTSD in the Mulan world. So when you go in there, it's just the Kill Bill sirens playing the entire time. That's right. I got Pokeballs instead of presents. That's fun. Oh, an IBA strat. That's right. I made a custom one for IBA.
Yeah, the nickname for so it changes Whirligoof's tornado. So instead of it saying Whirligoof, when you go to do the triggering for the limit with Goofy, it is Death by Goof, because for a lot of seeds that I would have Tornado Fusion, aka Whirligoof, and a lovely magnet in hand, I would say I sentence you to Death by Goof. Because magnet with Whirligoof goes absolutely bonkers for shredding health.
Oh, yeah. And IBA is the only man brave enough to do it.
I'm being told in chat there's a fantasy football for size punishment.
Oh, that one. Oh, yeah. That does a lot of random stuff in there. All the clouds. I think, what do all the clouds? I think I changed all the clouds.
All the clouds were 3 and 11. Yeah,
like 3
and 11.
3 and 11. That was his record for fantasy football. So all the clouds in the sky say 3 and 11.
Which Silence also is another member of the Black in a Flash community. Which, for anyone watching right now, this is being put on by the Black in a Flash community. And Dan is also a part of that with all of these mods. I'm never gonna get over the mod I made a good mod, and then I made a mod to reverse that mod. But Black in a Flash, for the most part, aside from that mod, is a community that uplifts and connects Black speedrunners of all levels, hosting special events throughout the year to raise money for charity and celebrate Black voices in the speedrunning scene. You can learn more or apply to get involved at gdq.gg/BAF and follow us on Blue Sky for the latest updates, including maybe the next mod that Dan makes. I'm scared.
Yeah. And I'm also in there causing havoc.
And Wordle. Wordle.
Yeah, that too. Oh yeah, I also made all the maps in this game invisible. So if you don't like seeing where you're going, it's a fun actually for caves too. It's actually kind of fun.
Oh.
I did the same thing for Kingdom Hearts 1, but that's really tough. Only one person's done it so far.
Oh.
It's just a couple of mods. Just a couple.
Just a couple.
Just a couple.
Just a couple of mods. Alright, they are like really close on points right now. 549,
Yeah, they
532.
are. This is honestly kind of like, even with the hiccups from Fluffy earlier on Data Zexian, and I believe Fluffy has Hori, which is going to be very useful, for this fight, because this is Data Zigbar. So unlike the story counterpart, the only way, I believe they're trying to die real quick so they could throw on Berserk.
Probably.
Try Berserk Hori.
Yeah.
So the difference from the story fight is you need to send back 2 different sequences of Data Zigbar's bullets that he shoots at you, and that will stagger them for you to actually do damage without them moving for a moment. Now, if you have Berserk and Horizontal Slash, you can try to do 100-0 Berserk Hori, pending your MP refilling or getting too high up to where Zigbar breaks out, or you drop your inputs for it.
Yeah,
for answering my question, I was going to say we're at the 45-minute mark, but sounds like it's pretty close.
Yeah, we're I want to say probably about 40-minute load list for them right now, give or take. So yeah, we're into the nitty-gritty stuff now.
Probably should let the audience know, if they don't go in exactly at 59:59 on here, it's because we go by load list timer, which we also cannot see.
Yes. Yeah, but based on usually about this time frame, it's usually about 3 to 4 minutes, give or take, from RTA to the actual load list. Unless your PC is an absolute potato, then you might have a little bit more load list diff than most others.
Fair enough.
But Tippy is going towards the top of Summit, and yeah, as I say, it's probably going to turn around, because the big thing here, and this kind of goes back to kind of what we were talking about earlier when we asked the question about like certain decisions that can kind of influence how your seed goes versus somebody else in that same regard. The hardest thing to have to deal with are the timed fights for 1 hour. When you commit to doing Port Royal, which they both had to do because it had a proof, you're automatically accepting 1 minute of your time just gone, because you have to sit there for a minute with the pirate section for stalling for time, and there's nothing you can do about that. Same thing within the LOD. When you go into the summit section, that is also another automatic minute that is just gone dunzo because you're just holding out, and that is very clean there from Tippy on normal SciX. And so when it comes to the time sections, it's a big time commitment because there's nothing you can do to speed it up, and the biggest thing obviously is don't die, because it's just a massive automatic time loss that you're taking out of your allotted time. Same thing with screens. Screens is kind of also a tough call because if you don't have a good shadow replacement, screens is your next best friend in 1 hour for actively leveling. The issue with screens is there's a lot more time that you can accept to sit there and try and get yourself boosted up so that you can really plow through the seed. Because the better your stats are, the better you can just kind of steamroll through the content, which is also part of the name of the game. So if you can get yourself up to data levels, then the world is your oyster at that point. And speaking of datas, Data Axel here just chilling in Hostile Program Arena. So we're going to be seeing Fluffy's health tick down very quickly here, but that's going to be perfectly fine in limit form because limit form has a built-in MP rage. So when you take any type of damage, you get MP back in accordance to the damage taken.
Oh, nice use of comment here, by the way.
Yeah, especially during the DM, just getting the iframes and getting set back up.
Oh, very nice, very clean.
Yeah, very good second try there.
Oh yeah.
So we haven't really necessarily talked about like some of the bosses here as of late that have been taken down. So with the knowledge of Fluffy having taken down Data Axel here, they would be rewarded with Peat Cups should they go into the Twilight Town portal. The Peat Cups version is the better version of the two Peats because there are two different versions of Peat. You have the Peat Cups, which is the OC version, and you have the Future Peat, which is the horrible version. Because Future Pete has multiple phases to him, which is just very, very tiring because some of the rooms, depending on where he's at, can be quite annoying.
You really shouldn't have been.
Oh, if you look in the background of this fight over here on Tippy's screen. Well, too late now.
He'll probably be back in there because from the looks of it, this is going to be kind of your hard push because you have Xigbar and SciX Arena all along your way, so that alone is 40 points. When you throw in the fact that you have Data Xigbar residing here, so that's 20 for taking out Data Xigbar, and then you get an additional 5 for the arena and an additional 5 for the get bonus, so it's a 30-point play.
Yeah, unfortunately, the driller moles don't give too much experience here.
It's a respectable amount. It's better than the ice cubes and shadows and lava.
That's true.
Because those only give an abysmal 45 XP. So
yeah, and
it's very respectable.
Yeah, and I don't believe either of them have an EXP boost either.
Fluffy does. There was one in a timeless classic of, hey, what's that after screens? An XP boost? Oh, darn.
What, did IBA roll the seed?
I mean...
I was going to say, what...
neither deny or confirm that it was me, but yes, it was very much me.
Certain placements are just cruel. It is usually a classic that limit form is right after the Roxas Arena. Never fails.
Yeah, and so what Fluffy's doing here is a looping that you can do after Data Zigbar DM. This is a really bad room. Yep.
Oh.
That's the really bad room transition, unfortunately. So if Data Zigbar does the long room, which normally in his home arena, you would have just a singular long path between you and him. That is basically the bad room in any other place, really, because you have to be able to identify that based on the distance, which can be trouble, because even if you have second chances once more, the distance between you and Data Zigbar is just enough that if he decides to delay his shots a certain way, you're staggered just long enough that your once more deactivates.
You really shouldn't have betrayed us.
Now, right now, I'd say with the load time that y'all were considering, we're somewhere in the realm of the last 10 minutes. Based off of what you're seeing on either screen, is there anything or any path that you two would have done differently? Dan, I'll ask you first.
Not too differently. I think I generally do some level grinding right after I do my shotguns, just because I don't know who's coming up. That's the only thing I would have done differently that I can see offhand. But if you're really comfortable with the bosses and are way better at this than I am, then it's not really a big deal. I mean, most of them, if you can get to like 30, I think you're above the floor for all the first worlds.
Okay, and Eva, I feel like I've been saying it both ways in my head all night.
You know,
it's neither, actually.
Many people call me so many different things. It's not even crazy, or it's not even funny. Like, people call me Eva, Eyeball.
Well, okay, yeah, I see that. Yeah, I was like, wait.
But I'd never really correct people, because I'm like, as long as you're in the ballpark, I'm okay with it.
Okay.
Yeah.
But
call me Dan or Danimal, it's neither of those.
What? Okay, what?
I'll let IBA finish first, and I'll explain it.
Okay.
So yeah. So for me, I probably would honestly be also in the realm of doing my World But Never Was push, just because right now it's my best pathway. This is definitely giving them a little trouble, which I think is kind of why Tippy's trying to do what he can before going back in, because I don't know what their stat line is right now, so maybe that's probably part of the concern. Or is maybe hunting for Berserk Charge to try and Berserk Corey, which would make this a whole much nicer of a problem. But on Fluffy's side here, what they were trying to do initially was a loop out of the DM, where as long as you don't hit the RV for Data Zigbar, you can loop him over and over again without getting DM'd or room transitioned again. Oh, hey! Speaking of Berserk Charge,
Can y'all hear us? Hello?
Speaking of Berserk Charge, what a fantastic time to find that.
Oh, no. Now, I do want to get back. Dan or Danimal or whoever you may be.
So my nickname's actually Animal, so back in, like, this is the mid 2000s. Times were a bit different, but I was trying to think how to say the animal, but make it sound cool. Someone suggested saying D instead.
Oh.
So it's the animal.
You think you know a person.
You thought you knew me?
Oh, no.
It's fine, Dan. It's been so long now, I don't even care anymore. I can't remember. That was MySpace days. Jeez, what was like 15 maybe back then?
Oh my goodness.
Seems like a lifetime ago.
Not even Dan after all this time.
No, it's so weird because we're nowhere near Dan. Nothing to do with yogurt. Oh, hey, Tigger.
Oh my gosh.
If you look at the the smoke in the background of Tippy's screen.
Oh my goodness. Oh no.
Yeah,
Tippy has to be yelling right now.
Oh no, he's grown accustomed to it. He honestly relishes it at this point. He's like, every time it's to the point where it's every chance that he gets to be in these arenas and fight an Ord member, he's like, that just means that an extra opportunity to just beat up on Tigger.
My goodness.
For all of the pain that Tigger has caused Tippy.
We've all been hurt by Tigger at some point.
It's very scary there for Fluffy, unfortunately. Data Vexen is our reward information, by the way, for beating Zigbar. So that is currently what Fluffy is trying to deal with. Data Vexen, of course, is not particularly easy to handle for a number of reasons. He is one of the more awkward Ord members to try and 100 to 0, because unlike everybody else, you can't just straight up 100 to 0. There are certain conditions that you must try to set up to do the execution for, and part of that is requiring Data Vexen to have the Anti-Sora out on the field. Otherwise, if you try to 100 to 0 Data Vexen with Anti-Sora off the field, you're gonna get DM'd, which is what's currently happening with Fluffy.
Yeah, it is so tough to set up that most people, I think, opt just to limit spam through it.
Mm-hmm.
It is.
Fortunately, the idiots are dead, so...
Yeah, it is just very tough to set up. Like he said, you have to have Anti-Sora up on there, and that's a whole second enemy that you're fighting. Yeah. You have to get like someone like in the air and stuff. Yeah, it's too much for me.
And if you can get Vexen at least out of his ice shield, you can try to... I was gonna say try to just do fires, but I think Fluffy had something else in mind. I think he was trying to build up enough. Right? Oh gosh, please get in the limit. Okay. Just gonna try to deal with Anti-Sora here. Meanwhile, Tippy also going through his Bane of the Existence that he was looking forward to taking out if given the chance.
Now's his
painful
chance.
memories
Live on Games Done Quick.
Oh,
there it is.
When Vexen saying, nah, come at me again.
Which will quickly take this time to remind chat, I know we're at the hour mark, but we do have load times to factor in. So that's going to be dependent on their individual load times in their game. That is going to set the hour for us.
Yeah, so once they actively either get into final fights or they both decide to call it there, that will be the run. Because you can continue past the hour mark even if you don't make the final fights. But for every minute that you are over the hour, you will take on a penalty. And that penalty gets harsher and harsher the longer you are over an hour. So the first minute penalty will be a 10-point penalty. And then from there, it will tack on another 20 at the 2-minute mark, giving you a 30-minute penalty. An additional 30 from there for 3 minutes over. So you end up taking a 60-point penalty. 4 minutes. Unfortunately, your final fight completion is basically null and void because completing final fights alone gives you a base 100 points upon completing the kill in final assembly. Anything past that, well, your final fights is no longer worth it, even if you find Terra, pretty much, because you're just continuing to tack on that penalty. And Tippy getting his revenge on Data Vexen
clean.
Getting the additional points for the arena on top of the fact that it was a data. So that was a pretty big point play, as you saw there. Jumping up to 7:05. As time is definitely starting to wind down a little bit now. Let's we don't know what's in Sayak's arena, or no, we do know. And we knew who was here because we fought Luxord earlier from Tippy's side, so we do have at least a bit more of a cupcake of a boss here. And with the Sayak's fight that was back in Halloween Town for Tippy, Sark awaits. So these next two fights are going to be a little bit more welcome for making a push to get to the door.
Yes. Oh, and got through him really quick. Yeah, Barbosa is incredibly easy to bully around. If you have Thunder, you can bully him. If you have Blizzard, you can bully him.
And even better of a person to bully, Sark.
Oh, it's just a pushover. Put him,
he tried to data transfer, and Tippy said, nah, you come here. Oh.
Oh.
And our second negative combo, so that's definitely good if we have an arena to put good use to that.
Alright, so I wonder who we're going to take bets on who Zimnus 1 is going to be. I got my money on Scar.
You got your money on Scar, huh?
Actually, well, Scar's usually Armor Zimnus 2. Maybe it's Leon. Oh, Threshold.
It is Thresholder, so
okay.
Unless you found Zemnis, you wouldn't know about this, but hey, you get to at least find out that Data Zexian resides in Thresholder's arena, so it's always great finding out the information on, way later in the seed on the boss that you've already beaten, and you're like, I kind of want useful info for my last push. So, alright, Tippy is through Thresholder. Again, we don't know what their load list is at, so...
Is he gonna... Okay. He's gonna do data...
I'm assuming... No, maybe not.
I thought he was gonna do data Thresholder, maybe. And he's not gonna see who they are either.
I'm going to assume that based on the fact that Fluffy is done and Tippy did not enter the door, they both missed the cutoff point for final fight. So I think Tippy's just doing a quick cleanup job here to see what he could squeeze in before probably taking on a penalty. So
yeah, it looks
Fluffy is done with a 675. And Tippy probably won't be too much further behind here. Maybe going to try and squeeze in the double arena for... Okay, so we got Zaldin here, and I think that is Armor 2. Yeah. Armor 2 because there's no weapons, so...
Let's see if he decides to... If he's going to fight or if he's going to... Okay, yep, he is going to fight them. I don't know what his time is. I don't know if he saw them both and said this would be too time consuming. But you do get a decent amount of points from this arena because there are 2 bosses you have to fight.
Yeah, unfortunately, they're both they're just story bosses, so it's not anything crazy. But when you do get some crazy combinations, which there can be, thanks to the almighty Hail Moose, which allows for us to really push the limits with this arena. So, say you want a lovely combination of Data Roxas and Data Larxene, we can provide that for you. You want Data Zaldin and Data Axel? We can provide that for you. Have you ever wanted to see Past Pete and Future Pete together? We got you there. You want to see 2 armor Zemnises? Step right in.
Have you been reading my fanfic?
So I will say for chat, yes, Fluffy is done. We are waiting for Tippy here, who, if I'm understanding correctly, entered into this before the timer ran out. Is that right?
He's fine to do whatever. He just couldn't enter the final door in World Never Was or the PC if he had access.
Okay.
And he could still technically enter the door because it doesn't like directly cut you off, but per the rules, you don't. If you were to enter, anything you do inside of there is null and void.
No, it does look like he's
Tippy
at a
is
standstill.
calling it there. So
Yes.
GG's to both runners. I'm going to assume Tippy probably is the winner, even with whatever penalty he might have taken, with an 805 at the base value. So,
chat, can we get
Fluffy
some
with a
hype?
675.
Can we get some hype for both of our runners in chat who are also back here
GG's.
with us? How are you both feeling? Fluffy, we'll start with you.
Not pretty good. It was a rocky start immediately with Zexion in the arena. It did not go well with all those enemies because my lock-on always went to the enemies instead of the boss. So that was kind of unfortunate at the beginning. And obviously the Wardener was kind of was a huge brick wall that kind of screwed with me.
Yeah, you still did fantastic. Obviously, I've been telling to the commentators, randomizers are going to randomize. So it was a tough fight the whole time, but you two were very neck and neck. And Tippy, as far as you, how are you feeling right now? How do you feel about what you experienced?
I'm not letting IBA roll any more GDQ seats for me.
So yeah, I said that there was probably a moment that you were yelling. Would you like to tell us what that moment may have been?
Oh no, the moment that I yelled was excitement. Because as soon as I beat Zigbart, I was like, data vexing back on the table. Give me my one back right now. Like, give me my one back right now.
So did you see any backgrounds that were interesting to you at all?
Well, it's white noise to him now.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's fair. Your friend was
the Tigger minigame.
The Tigger, yeah.
The animal mod stuff. Yeah.
Yeah,
We do that, so we beat
definitely-
up Tigger all the time.
So I know Tippy knows because he has the grid tracker. Do you both want to know what your final fight sequence would have been?
I know.
I think I know that Armored 1 was Terra, Armored 2 was Syx.
No, Armor 2 is Scar. Syx was in Prison Keeper Arena.
Oh yeah, True Scar.
And then Final Zem was good old Herc the Jerk.
Of course him.
So free.
Well, with that, definitely thank you to the commentators, thank you to the runners. Let's go ahead and start with our shout outs. Commentators, if you want to go first, where can we find you? Any shout outs you want to give?
Go ahead, Danimal.
Okay. You can find me here, twitch.com/danimalforlife. I'll stream at some point in time when I have the time to do so, and I want to give a shout out to KH2 Randall community. Shout out to Tippy's kids, and a huge shout out to Juvenile and Manny Fresh for making 400 degrees. That is a classic in this household.
Bro, stop saying I have kids. I don't have kids. Stop saying it.
What about you?
So you can catch me at IBAALLDAY, just one word. And I'm usually streaming just about every day. Got a lot going on right now for KH2 Rando. We do have our 1 hour tourney currently going on with our round robin play, getting pretty close to wrapping up here soon. So our seating for the final bracket's going to be coming up here pretty soon. So if you want to catch any of that fun excitement, be sure to tune in to all that fun action, because there's a lot of really good players out there doing some exciting fun stuff. So, and thank you to Tippy and Fluffy for bringing me on for this, and we'll see what Disasterly Seed comes up next time.
And then Fluffy, same to you. Any shout outs?
Yeah, so obviously you can find me on FluffeySR on Twitch, and I also just want to shout out the KH2 Render community, coming up with all those different settings and play styles. Like we saw darts, there's boss enemy bingo, 1 hour. There's a lot to play. It never gets boring. So shout outs to everyone involved in making the randomizer great. and coming up with all those new ideas.
Oh yeah,
you
shout out
go.
to Zed.
And Tippy, the apparently not father. What do you have for us?
So, you can find me on Twitch at tippyturner. I play a lot of Kingdom Hearts randomizer. Been dabbling in speedrunning other things, Sonic Adventure 2, been playing some Taz 1 and stuff like that. So you never know what you might see nowadays. But definitely a ton of Kingdom Hearts rando. Definitely want to give a shout out to the Kingdom Hearts community, like the Kingdom Hearts randomizers community. Like, shout out to all of them. Like, if you want to play randomizer, like, you don't have to go as extreme as this. Like, this is a very extreme case of rando. Like, there are more chill and lax settings and stuff like that if you just want to get your feet wet. Like, please come by the Discord, jump in. Everybody's always willing to help. Like, if you want to play, like, and you're interested, come play. I also want to give a shout out to Black and Flash. Like, thank y'all for having me again. Like, I really appreciate it. Hopefully we can come back again and show off some more like randomizer stuff, maybe even some other runs and stuff like that too. But yeah, appreciate everybody for coming through. Appreciate everybody like just showing love, man. Appreciate it so much.
Well, we appreciate all four of you. Thank you all again so much. And to chat, we are going to get ready for our final